quick video about the Audi RSQ8. Haven't posted in a while for the simple reason that life just took over. As you can see, we are in a new setting. Anyway, long story short, so my previous vehicle was the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the top of the range one, which I traded in together with another vehicle to get this particular car last year around August, September. So it's been about a year now since I've had it, and I have to say, whatever the internet is saying, are still saying, are true, because this car is a beast. This thing, I mean, there are not many cars on the street that can match the performance, the attention grabbing factor, as well as just the sheer opulence. Everybody knows what it is underneath. You know, for those who would like to think that they're driving the cheaper Urus, you are correct. However, you don't get the same kind of a, street appeal. But it is what it is. This is an Audi, and it's got its quirks, it's got its pros and its cons. So just a quick video about my ownership experience before this thing goes out to the dealership for another vehicle. And I'll explain the reason why later on. So first thing first, I love this Daytona Grey from Audi. Obviously they have a different name for different models, but this is pretty much the Daytona Grey, as you can see. This is the only spec in South Africa, the RSQ8 with the 23-inch mags, with the Continental tires, this is the Sports Context 6. Very nice, very grippy, a little bit loud, but the car is very well insulated, so there is no issue too much with the road noise. It's a full house. We only get the full house version in South Africa. I think in the Europe they call it the Vorsprung. So this is the full house with the Matrix LED lights, all the comfort features and everything. The full Hammerkaden, the one where the speaker pops up when you switch on the car. It's got a tow bar at the back, automatic. It's got a full sunroof on top. It's got a whole thing. So what is my experience like? Unfortunately, I fell into the group where we suffered the typical Audi V8 water pump issue. I got the car when it's just slightly about 50,000 kilometers, and against the advice of many who have been through this, I bought the vehicle used, but it was in very well looked after condition. And yeah, we ran the tests and we put out all the records, and there was no problem whatsoever. That's when I decided to trade in the Jeep Grand Cherokee. However, I had about, I would say, 6 months of trouble-free motoring with this. I'm really enjoying this vehicle. I mean, I don't want to go through too much into the detail of the spec because you can get that from other videos on the internet. But what I want to say is, whatever they are claiming regarding the reliability issue of this vehicle is true. So the coolant started leaking around January this year, 2025. And in the beginning, it's just a smell. German cars, a lot of them, especially the performance vehicles, they all have that same smell. So, and the water level, the coolant level didn't drop much. So I didn't pay too much attention to it. I have had many V6 and V8 turbo, twin turbos. They all have a very similar smell after spirited driving. And then from February, March onwards, I started experiencing really bad coolant smell even inside the vehicle. So I took it to Audi. They assessed it, and it turned out they said that now it was leaking from the housing for the thermostat. And I say to them, look, the coolant issue, the internet, everything, the discussion with people from the forum, whatnot. And yeah, it's a pity. So they did the first test. They ordered the parts from Germany, which took forever. The car was out of action for a month. Got a car back. They said they ran the test, everything is 100%. Got it back for about 2 weeks. The water level dropped to half again. Had to take it back in, and now they say no, it's the water pump. So now they have to do the whole kit repair, meaning the water pump, the vacuum lines, all the o-rings, housing, etc, etc. So the car was out of action again for another month. So for the 12 months that I've had it, the car was out of action for almost 3 months. Is it a problem with the dealership? Is it a problem with the Audi support? Definitely. Is it a problem with the car? Definitely. And that just dampens the ownership experience so much that I've decided to prematurely trade this vehicle in for another vehicle, a brand new vehicle, so I don't need to deal with people's, you know, problems. Just a quick overview. So it's got a nice Alcantara finish on the door panels, steering. Like I say, it's got the whole home garden pop-up speakers, the tweeters. This car is full spec. Leather seats. You can see it's very, very neat. The rear space is very generous. The kids never complained at the back. It's got nice headroom, nice leg room. The only problem is the window only stops somewhere halfway, which is really, I know that with the frameless doors, a lot of them can only come down, but only halfway. Audi, come on. I'm sure there's some better engineering people in the department that can sort this out. Very opulent. I love this generation Audi. It is just beautiful, very high-tech, space age. Hate the piano blacks. So if you're thinking of getting this car, even as a second-hand option, please do some protective foam on it. There's actually a screen at the back which you can pull up. So this one has got the comfort pack with the touring pack and all of that. So it's got that screen. Never used it. The boot cover is retractable with the boot, so if the boot opens, it retracts automatically, which is a very neat feature, but very irritating when you have to load something a little bit taller closer to the glass. But you can flip it forward so it stays open all the time. It's just a matter of using it. Very, very good brakes. It cost me dearly to replace the pads, but it is what it is. I mean, there's no doubt about the performance of this car, but we'll get to that a little bit later. The boot space is surprisingly small. With any SUV nowadays, you can easily fit 2 small kiddies bikes at the back, but this one I can only fit 1 and it's lying flat. So yeah, it's not the biggest boot, but then I kind of expected that when we purchased the vehicle. Very nice RS twin tailpipes, as you know. This sounds really nice. I mean, some people complain that it's muted. I mean, I love a muted cabin, and I love the fact that if I turn it to the sports setting, then I can hear the growl from the back as well as the engine. I mean, when this thing is going, it's going, and the way the sound, I mean, the way it goes, I mean, it's really second to none. I can only imagine the Urus driver, for example, how they experience their car, because it's got less sound deadening and everything, so it's much more sporty. But there are a couple of issues. Let's quickly discuss that. It's very heavy. This car is very heavy, so even in sports mode, you can see when upon taking off, you feel the weight of the vehicle. So it takes a sort of a delay, millisecond or so before it goes. During the time when the car was out of action, I had some smaller vehicles from Audi and VW as a rental car, and that's when I realized how heavy this car really is. Because with those cars, they're very light on fuel, they are very easy on the brakes, easy on the tires, easy from traffic light to traffic lights. It's just very light. With this one, you feel the weight all the time, whether it's on the highway, taking the fast sweeping corners, or just, you know, taking off from traffic lights into tight corners. You can. It handles bloody well, I have to say. It handles so well with the air suspension, with the tires and everything, and the brakes are fantastic. They are so strong, but you can feel the weight, and that affects the the agility a little bit, I have to say. Another thing is the fuel consumption. The computer says 16.4, averaging 16.4 liters per 100. However, when I go to the pump, I normally, if I do the calculation, how much fuel I put in versus the mileage that I've done, it sits around 20 liters per 100. Is it a problem? Yes and no. When you drive a car of this performance, you don't really bother too much about it, but could be better. However, on the highway, it's very light. I mean, it goes down to 10 liters per 100. I mean, that's as good as any 2 liter you know, inline 4 engine. But it is heavy on fuel, and but I suppose that's the price you pay for the kind of performance that's lurking under your pedal the whole time. So that's pretty much what it is. I think I'm gonna miss it, but not as much as I thought I would. It is quite nice to have this ownership experience, and yeah, we will see what comes next after this one.